Welcome to Lead with Clarity. This is a space for leaders who want to grow without losing themselves in the process. Each episode is a short reflection on leadership, influence, and the inner work that shapes how we show up for others. Not hype, not noise, just clear thinking for the journey of leading well. Today's episode is entitled The Discipline of Listening. Here we go. There's a piece of leadership training you've probably sat through. Project confidence. Have the answer ready. Speak first so the room knows where you stand. None of that is wrong, exactly, but it skips something. It skips the step that has to happen before any of it works. Ernest Hemingway described that step plainly in a line that wasn't really about writing at all. He said, "I like to listen. I've learned a great deal from listening carefully. Most people never listen." Think about the last time you sat in a meeting and watched someone make a call fast. It looked decisive. It felt like leadership. But if you paid attention, you could usually tell whether that person had actually absorbed the room or whether they were just moving on instinct and confidence. Those two things get confused constantly because they look the same from the outside. One is built on listening. The other is built on habit. Here's where a lot of leaders get it wrong. They think listening means staying quiet. They think if they're not talking, they must be listening. But silence isn't the skill. A person can sit through an entire meeting without saying a word and still miss everything that mattered because they were reviewing their own response instead of tracking what was actually said. Listening carefully, the way Hemingway meant it, is active. It's noticing what someone chose not to say. It's catching the pause before an answer. It's registering when the tone in the room shifts, even if nobody names it out loud. That kind of listening is a discipline, not a personality trait. It has to be practiced the same way judgment gets practiced, deliberately, especially when you're the person in the room everyone is watching for a reaction. The higher you sit in an organization, the more people perform for you instead of talking to you. Careful listening is how you cut through that performance and get to what is actually true. This has always separated the leaders that people trust from the leaders that people just report to. And it matters even more now in a moment where a tool can hand you a transcript, a summary, a sentiment score in seconds. That's useful, but a summary cannot tell you what a hesitation meant or why someone chose one word over another. That reading still has to happen in a person in real time. The tools make information faster. They do not make judgment for you. So the next time you walk into a conversation where you already think you know what's going to be said, try holding that opinion a little longer than usual. See what you notice when you're not already composing your response. Hemingway learned a great deal from listening carefully, and he said plainly that most people never do it. Leadership does not require you to be the loudest voice in the room, or even the fastest one. It requires you to actually hear what's happening before you decide what to do about it. That's not a soft skill. It's the foundation everything else gets built on.